shattered grace, wore every scar like battle paint. They tried to erase my name, my face, but I carved it deep in myth and flame. I stood alone in shadowed halls where whispers turned to sharpened knives, but I held fast through every fall and stitched my soul with rebel light. They built their thrones on borrowed gold while I was forged in fire and stone. They called me lost, too fierce, too bold, but I was never theirs to own. I was the silence they couldn't break, the fall line they refused to see. But now I rise with every quake and claim the ground beneath my feet. I'm right where I belong, on the edge of the sky, with fire in my veins and stars in my cry. I built this throne from broken stone, made exile feel like home. I'm right where I belong, unshaken, unbound. The storm was mine to ride, not drown. Let them watch me blaze, let them hear my soul. I'm right where I belong. They drew their lines in velvet dust, told me to shrink, to fade, to kneel. But I was born of iron and trust, of truths too wild for them to feel. They crowned their queens with silent grace while I wore storms upon my skin. They feared the fire in my face, the voice that roared from deep within. I lit my path with rebel light, each step a spark, each breath a flame. I didn't fit, and that's my right. I'm not their echo, I'm my name. Let the winds howl, let the ground shake. I'm the anthem no cage can take. Cracked earth, neon skies, phoenix flight. I stand in power, bathed in love. I'm right where I belong, on the edge of the sky, with fire in my veins and stars in my cry. I built this throne from broken stone, made exile feel like home. I'm right where I belong, unshaken, unbound. The storm was mine to ride, not drown. Let them watch me blaze, let them hear my soul. I'm right where I belong. I'm right where I belong. I'm right where I belong.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody's week been? Peggy, hello. Good to see you again, my friend. Um, next week is Thanksgiving. It really feels like this year just literally has like screamed by. I don't mean flew by. I mean screamed by. I I don't know what it is. It just seems like the older one gets, the quicker time goes by. I don't have like I said, I don't have any explanation for it. That's just what it feels like. I'm a half century old, so yeah, I can think back to my childhood when it seemed like every day just drug by. Now, you blink and you lose a day. But, so I thought this would be a good time to go over the topic of, what does everybody have to be thankful for this year? Last year and this year were both hard years for me medically. But the one thing I know, Peggy, 2026, and this is coming from a child of the '70s. I mean, come on. But no, I lost my train of thought. That's nothing new. That's another thing that goes the older you get, you lose your focus on stuff. But no, Thanksgiving being next week already, it don't seem possible. But seems a good time, my last stream before Thanksgiving. Let's do the topic. What does everybody have to be thankful for? Like I was saying, last year and this year were both trying years for me medically. Oh, what the hell? That's my phone. Hold on here. I don't know what the heck that's all about. My phone decided it wanted to just play a random ad all of a sudden. Okay, got that taken care of. But I lost my left leg in 2021, right on the tail end of COVID, and I thought, that's done and over with. I can move forward, and I almost immediately after being discharged from rehab and coming home started having problems with the right leg, which was a 2-year battle almost. Uh, no, almost 3-year battle. So, yeah, wound up losing that leg last spring. Uh, and I thought, all my medical crises are behind me now. Let's move forward. And of course, I had to literally crash and burn with my chair over the summer. So I'm hoping that 2026 will be kinder to me because I mean, it's just getting old of one medical crisis after another. And I just want to be done with all the medical stuff, at least for 365 days. Going from the date I was discharged from rehab last year to the date that I got injured this year, 364 days. So I didn't even make it 1 year. So here's to making it to a year at least. What we got here from Miss Peggy. I'm thankful for my friends here on YouTube and in real life. Yes, Peggy. Most 100%, I have to agree with you. Um, I don't have very many friends in real life, but I don't get out much. It's too difficult. I have a wheelchair ramp that is s- uh, so steep that it's actually not ADA compliant. So, and after my crash over the summer, I'm just real leery about going down anything steep because I'm afraid that chair's gonna tip. And I think what happened to me back in July like gave me some serious PTSD. But 2026 sounds like the Jetsons. Peggy, I grew up watching the Jetsons. Like when the Jetsons movie come out, and I can remember this. I always, we didn't have cable. We had a satellite dish that we didn't have to pay for. We got the programming free on it because my dad had done a big favor for the owner of the company, and his payment was the dish. So, but us kids were not allowed to watch it if mom and dad were not home. So we were relegated to rabbit ears. But I can remember watching one of the local TV stations one day, and there's this promotion for the Jetsons movie. Send in your name on a postcard, and you'll be entered into a drawing to win 2 free tickets. I'm like, "Okay, cool, I wanted to try that." So, without my parents knowing what I did, I sent in my postcard, and lo and behold, my name got picked, so I won 2 free tickets. I thought I was under the impression we could take it to any theater. No, we had to go to the theater 2 hours away to use it. So I invited, one of my neighbor's kids, and my dad drove us over, and we had a fun time, but boy, were my parents pissed. And that wasn't even a bad thing I'd done, they just wished I had asked them or told them that I had sent my name in, but, no harm, no foul. Dark Shadows, I can't say that I do, Peggy, I that name or that doesn't sound familiar. Enlighten me if you would. Hold on here, I need to I forget. Pin the link. Link is pinned. Do-do-do-do. Uh, can I do it over here? Alright. Nope, wrong button. Oh, if I'd hit the right button here. I am trying to there we go. Link is pinned in both chats, so anybody comes up on either one, come on up and tell us what you got to be thankful for this year. I'm thankful for my kids. I that name that show name like, doesn't ring any bells, so I'd have to do a little bit of Google searching after the stream and trying to figure it out, but, trying to think what else I'd be thankful for this year. I've got my kids, I've got my family, which is a sore subject with me sometimes, the friends and family that I have made through YouTube and various other social media sites as well. I've always made a family for myself no matter where life leads me. So I remember this morning because always the week before and the week of Thanksgiving is when my Christmas stuff starts reappearing in the house. And got my trees put up last week. They're not decorated or nothing yet. I usually try to leave that to my 2 now grown children, and I messaged my oldest this morning. I'm like, "Hey, what you doing Sunday?" "He's in fucking Texas." I'm like, "And you didn't tell me you were going there?" He's there on, a trip. He has a sibling that lives down there, and, uh one of his dad's siblings lives down there as well, and then he told me that his other sibling or his other older sibling that he has with his dad went with him, and I'm like, "Well, that's very sweet and so cool," because for the 3 of his of my ex-husband's late ex-husband's oldest children finally being reunited for, like, the first time in 7 years. So I'm hoping to see a lot of pictures out of that. That's like a what is it, 12, 15-hour drive all the way down, so I'm glad he had somebody with him to keep him company. First time he went was several years ago, and, he drove down by himself. He wasn't even 21 yet, and he drove to Texas by himself. So, my oldest my youngest, he's not one for talking on the phone much, so I don't hear too much from him. I call him every once in a while, check on him, might send him a picture of the dog every once in a while, but he pretty much lives in his own world. But I'm thankful for my kids because my kids are part of what shaped me into being me. Oh, hello to all of my 2 viewers in my YouTube chat. Uh, you know we're at 80 excuse me. We're at 82 subs right now, and you can't expect greatness overnight. To get somewhere big, you have to start somewhere small. But I do have to admit that it's kind of disheartening to pour your heart and soul into something and there being nothing. Kinda makes me feel, if I wanna be ignored by people, I'll just try making contact with other family members, sorta feel, but I'm gonna keep plugging away at it. Might not stream every week, but I will keep trying at it. Um, Peggy, what's your favorite dish at Thanksgiving? Not talking dessert, I'm talking like, you know, the meal. What's your favorite dish on Thanksgiving? Mine has to be, green bean green bean casserole or sweet potatoes. It just depends on how they're made, if I really, really like it or not. Um, my dad might, because I live 30 miles away from the rest of my family, or my immediate family, so they'll all go to my brother's house, my mom, my dad, um, my oldest son, my youngest son. I only have the 2 kids. Um, my mom's brother lives about 10 miles north of them, so they'll go get him. My youngest son lives 10 miles south of them, so they'll go get him, and they'll all gather at my brother's house, and I'll probably get a half dozen funny pictures of various family members passed out on the couch after eating Thanksgiving dinner, and then they'll make the trek. They'll take my uncle home, and then they'll all come, well, my parents and my kids anyways, will come down here to where I'm at. They'll stay for about a half hour. My dad will, uh, go across the state line, fill up on fuel. I think that's the only reason why he don't complain about me living 30 miles away is, I'm right on the state line and gas is cheaper in the neighboring state, always is. But then I'll get some time with my mom and the boys. Um, my kids, I am going to put their asses to work on Thanksgiving. They will be dragging out all the Christmas ornaments. I've got like 5 or 6 massive plastic totes full of ornaments that's been bought over the years. There's one tote that's, uh, got all their Christmas ornaments and stuff that they made growing up. And then I've got a smaller shoebox sized plastic tote that's got probably close to 200 miniature ornaments. Those will go on my little 3-foot tree. The 6-foot tree is, I've always called it the family tree. So stuffing depends on the flavor because I know there's many different flavors now, Peggy. But yeah, I can get behind the stuffing. Oh, what else we got going on? I've been working this week on. I'm trying to make sure I have my stream ending videos all set up for the remainder of the year. I have, not counting tonight, 4 streams left. I have 2 videos sitting in a hopper waiting to be released, and I'll probably have the other 2 finished by Monday. That's the pros and cons of sitting here all day with nothing to do. Now, see, I don't ever remember my. Yeah, I mean, my mom would make stuff for Thanksgiving, but we never held it at my house. It was, uh, always at my paternal grandparents' house, and my mom's mom and my mom's brother were always invited because grandpa died. Oh gosh, what was it? Right before I turned 6, he passed away. So my grandma and my uncle would come down, and there would be my 3 surviving grandparents. My dad's sister would maybe be there depending if she was in town, because at the time she was married and her husband was military. So mainly it would just be my grandparents, my grandma, my uncle, my parents, and me and my brother. But like usually my mom and dad would cook the turkey or ham, depending on what was chosen for the main course or the main dish. And my parents would always make sure that got cooked. And my paternal grandmother would do a lot of all the side dishes. My mom would make her mashed sweet potatoes. Oh my god, I tell you what, talk about something that makes your mouth water. Just looking at it makes your mouth water. It's good. And then my other grandma would bring some type of a dessert, usually pecan pie, because that was her favorite. And it would not be a family meal without there being some type of argument. If there wasn't an argument, there would always be a fire call, my dad being on the fire department there, and so it never failed. If there wasn't a fight, there was a fire call. If there wasn't a fire call, there was a fight. It just that went on for, like, 8 or 9 years. I just remember every Thanksgiving there was something. But I kinda chuckle thinking about all that. Um, Now my paternal grandmother made the gravy, but she also made the mashed potatoes. Couldn't tell you if she made them from scratch or if they were instant. I don't know. I just remember loading up on macaroni and cheese, stuffing, green bean casserole, and maybe a tiny bit of turkey. I always went for the sides. I always because I preferred the if we had turkey that the leftover sandwiches afterwards. Slap it on between 2 pieces of bread with a slice of cheese and some mayonnaise. Oh my god, you talk about mouth-watering. But enough about me. Ah, what's your favorite dessert, Peggy, for Thanksgiving? Mine would have to be an apple pie fresh out of the oven at Thanksgiving. Rest of the year, cheesecake, baby. Cheesecake. So what's your favorite dessert, Peggy? You've never had macaroni and cheese? In this day and age, how is that possible? Unless you don't live in the US, which, I never did ask where you lived, and you don't have to reveal that if you don't want to. But, pumpkin pie, I used to like pumpkin pie, but it just seems like it's expected every year at Thanksgiving, and I've always been one to shuck or, you know, buck what's expected and, do what's unexpected, so but that's me. Trying to think. Grandma always would get out the fancy china that she kept on the top shelf in the cabinet so us kids couldn't get to it and break it, and there's all the it came with coffee cups, but she got, uh, for Christmas one year, a real nice set of glass, drinking glasses for the holidays, and they were the kind that had the little thin gold rim on them. And I remember, uh always feeling so fancy when grandma would get those glasses out, and she'd always tell us, "Now don't you break them. Don't you drop them." Love you, grandma. My grandma would have been I'm trying to think, uh, grandma would have been 100 on Thursday. So, Love you, grandma. Miss you. Never had buffalo wings? Girl, you and me gonna have to have a meetup, and we're gonna do a night on the town with hot wings and mac and cheese. No, I'm just kidding. But oh, trying to look at my calendar here, see what oh, yeah, this week or no, not this weekend, it's, next weekend, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Local town has done a holiday display every year. It started out with a handful of wooden cutouts with some lights strung on them at the village park, and it's, like, grown and grown every year. Before COVID, I think they had figured out they one year they had a little over 1,000,000 individual bulbs in that tiny little block, because the park is 1 block all the way around. And then when COVID hit and they couldn't have people doing walkthroughs too often to walk through the displays, they added a whole street off to the side so people could drive through, and that has grown to where they have almost 2 miles of the village streets are part of the drive-through part of the display. Now they're doing some type of a fun ride to raise, uh, funds for this light display, and this light display is part of what's called the Holiday Association, and the other part of the Holiday Association is they do Christmas for families in need. And I remember being a part of both sides of it at the beginning and looking back as to how things started and seeing how much it has grown now. It's just, like, truly amazing, which is not bad for a town of a population of probably less than 1,000 people. So, Japanese oh, yeah, places like that are open on Thanksgiving, that's right. Ugh, I think. I don't know, I'm running out of things. Oh, you are okay, I get it now, Peggy, I'm sorry. Running out of things to talk about here because I had hoped there would be more than 1 person in the chat, so to the 3 people oh, Japanese steakhouse, I get it. But anyways, to the 3 people that's bush camping, I'm pretty sure I know who at least one of you are. Thanks for the views, much appreciated. Never heard of a Japanese steakhouse before, so but then again, I'm in a rural farming area where the 2nd biggest industry in the area is coal mining, so we don't have stuff like Japanese steakhouse or Korean barbecue or anything like that, but that's okay. I've had store-bought frozen Korean barbecue and if the real thing is anywhere is half as delicious as what the frozen was, I'll be in for a treat whenever I do get to experience it. Oh, do, do, do. Um, what just happened? My chat just, like, went crazy all of a sudden. Like, half of the stuff you've typed in it, Peggy, has just, like, vanished for me. That's odd. Probably them so-called hackers going around canceling people's the channels of people that they don't like. That's okay, because I can guarantee you this ain't the only one I got. But I'm thankful to be alive, to be sitting here talking to anybody who might watch this. I'm thankful for my kids. I'm thankful for my beautiful little tripod dog who is currently under a mountain of blankets on the couch because anything below 60 degrees is too cold for her. um, I'm thankful for the uh, woman who comes in and helps me with me being disabled. I can't do a lot of things that you would take for granted. So I'm grateful for her coming in, helping me, and just being an overall friend. I might stop by there, Peggy. I don't know. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna do after I get off here. I might stop in for a few minutes at least to not be rude. Oh, but you know, I'm just thankful to have this platform to be able to talk to everybody. I might not come up with popular topics, but I believe to grow my channel the way that I want to grow it, I have to stay true to myself and to what I believe in, to what I think would make a good topic. It's not necessarily, uh, you know, I'm the one running this, so yeah. But um, let me see what we got coming up here. Let me pull that bad boy up. If I can find the freaking link. It seems like it jumps around in my tabs. There we go. Oh, that takes its sweet time loading. Um, next next week Saturday, this is a headline that actually caught my attention, and I've been aware of it since it happened. Uh, Marin Martinez versus Ice is on deck for next week. For those that aren't aware of that story, she is a woman whose vehicle was hit by an ICE vehicle and then was shot 5 times by the ICE officer, even though the video I've seen or the footage I've seen of the incident, she had no weapon in her hand when she got out of the vehicle. And then the week after that will be the Dirt in December. I will not be streaming that weekend. So the next stream after next week will be December 13th, and I'm going to do my year in review. Ain't figured out how I'm gonna close out the year yet. We'll cross that bridge when it gets to it. Um, what are you saying, "Oh my god," for, Peggy? Oh, let me close that out. There we go. But so I guess if nobody's, like, going to come in, even though I've got 3 people bush camping, uh, tonight's, uh, video selection to close out with the song just I've let a hand not even a handful of people, uh, hear the music from the song, and I think, it left them, like, speechless. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's probably gonna be the first really serious topic that I'm going to tackle on this channel, but I seen, she or the, charges against her got dismissed after some text message from the officer that shot her was submitted as evidence in court, and we'll cover all that next week. I'm going to reach out to a couple of uh, creators that I know, see if they might want to collaborate on it because this is a pretty heavy subject. So, but anyways, I don't have much more for y'all. It's the last stream before Thanksgiving, and I just, hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving. If you're traveling, please be safe. If you have family traveling to be with you, I hope that they are safe, that they reach you safely, and that they're able to return home safely. So, until next week, y'all, happy Thanksgiving, and remember, please be kind to one another.
I walked away but left the flame buried deep beneath your name. I thought the silence would erase the ghost I carved into your face.
I vanished into smoke and stone, but still I hear your voice alone. You were the echo I denied, the truth I buried when I lied.
I left the room but not the ache. I broke the bond I couldn't fake. Now every step I take away still drags your shadow through the day.
We're haunted by the things we said, by every vow we left for dead. We're haunted by the love we lost, by every line we crossed.
We're haunted by the scars we hide, by every truth we pushed aside. We're haunted by the flame we fed, still burning in the words we bled.
We're haunted by the ghosts we made, by every lie we let decay. We're haunted by the storm we chose, and every door we didn't close.
You left your shadow in my skin, a whisper I can't silence it. I wear your echo like a scar. You haunt me still, no matter how far.
I built my walls from shattered vows, but you still live inside them now. I tried to scream, I tried to run, but you're the silence I become.
You stitched your name into my bones and left me dancing here alone. I breathe you in with every cry and curse the day you said goodbye.
We try to run, we try to hide, but ghosts don't sleep, they stay inside. You were the wounds, I was the flame. Now we both burn beneath the name.
I'm haunted by the things unsaid, by every tear we never shed. I'm haunted by the love we lost, by every line we crossed.
I'm haunted by the silent screams, by shattered vows and broken dreams. I'm haunted by the way you stayed inside the fire I never laid. I'm haunted by the nights we burned, by every lesson never learned. I'm haunted by the truth we hid, by every wound we never did.
I see your eyes in every storm, the ones I left to face alone.
I built my walls with ash and stone, but still you echo in my bones.
I tried to drown the things I said, but they still rise inside my